What's up guys? It's Christine here from Created by Christine. Hope you're doing amazing and having a great day, whatever day it is for you. I'm here with some coffee. I have a little downtime and I thought I could use it to just chat about some small business FAQ about my own, but also if you're interested in starting your own small business, where to begin, how to go about it. So today we're gonna cover some basics. Okay, so let's begin our chat. So the first thing is a little bit about me and my small business. I officially launched my shop, my Etsy shop actually, September 2020. And before, a couple months leading up to that, it was the global pandemic, the whole quarantine shutdown. And for my profession, I'm a teacher, I was teaching from home. So I had more time on my hands to kind of just express my creativity more, try to honestly just use time because I had so much time on my hands. And I wouldn't say I was bored. It was more of that, like, what can I do with my time now that I have so much, now that I'm just at home? And so I got back into like my lettering and my doodling, and I really liked it. And like more and more I was seeing more like TikTok and YouTube kind of things about like making things with a Cricut, and I never owned a Cricut before, so I was kind of like interested about what is this crafty thing that everyone seems to be raving about. I guess I started funneling into like the sticker making kind of route. I guess one day I was just like, I want to design and make stickers. I was doing so much research, I was writing everything down, sketching out some designs that I wanted to do. I was so excited about it, and that's my first tip for you. So write it down, whatever it is, your business goal, your visions, dreams, hopes, how much money you want to make, or like what do you see yourself, your business in 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. What do you want to sell? Who's your target audience? Who do you hope to cater to? Whatever comes to mind, write it down. And I think that's the most important thing, at least for me, someone who's very visual. I need to see it, and I also easily forget if I don't write it down. I kept a notebook along with like the notes section in my app and the notes app in my phone. So from there, I just kept building this whole like repertoire and like inventory of my business. I was doing a lot of calculations. I used Google Sheets, same thing as Excel. Like, you know that you can calculate like the sum and a lot of other mathematical things on Excel and Google Sheets, and like it was helping me give an idea of like, is this possible? Is it worth it? And just seeing like overhead costs, which is like how much to make a product, along with like your shipping and packaging materials, and then getting like that final number, which is like the profit. That's like the important part. Gathering all that information was really the building blocks of my business. I like to take educated risks. Of course, I was very ambitious, but I was also very calculated, very thoughtful, and some might say indecisive, but I also feel it's just that I'm very careful. Thinking before I speak, thinking before I act is a lot of like internalization. Step number 2, to do your research. How can you jump into anything without knowing what's going on? I mean, you can figure it out as you go. You don't need to know everything, but you do need to do some educated research, and you should go in with something in mind. Google is your best friend, along with social media. You can learn so much on YouTube. You can learn so much on Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok now. But I learned so much from YouTube. I learned a lot from Google. There's a lot of blogs. There's a lot of brands out there that are sharing all the knowledge. And sometimes you also create your own. And like, you've never seen something before and you just kind of dig, you keep searching, a lot of tabs open, let me tell you, and then you start to formulate your own pool of knowledge, and that's also really cool. It's okay to ask for help, and it's good to connect with the community, and that's where social media comes in, finding your niche being like a relevant topic in the community. And like, so if you're interested in sticker making, you're gonna connect with a lot of sticker artists and sticker shops and stationery shops, because that makes most sense. It's good to ask questions, and I myself receive questions very often, and many times I try to help as best as I can. I try to send links, I try to offer what I can, but at the same time, when you're curious or looking for some answers, you should go in just being patient and understanding, knowing that not all the information will be at your disposal. I do not like when people say that people are gatekeeping information, because that's not really the case. Like, I see both sides. You're interested in starting a business, so you want to get all the information you want to get. Like, that's what step number 2 is all about, research. But the other side of it is that when you are established, when you do have your small business and you've spent so much like brain work, heart work, and endless hours and testing products, and now someone's asking for all this information for free when you yourself went through all the hard work. So it's totally at the discretion of the small business owner or creator, influencer, whoever you're asking, if they want to give you that information or not. Don't be offended, don't blame it on them. Somehow, some way, they found that information, and so can you. I love educating. I mean, that's my core passion of educating. I love sharing tutorials. I love sharing a lot of things, but at the same time, I also don't share some things, and that's okay. Most people say like, okay, I was just, I just thought I'd ask, and I think that's also respectful. So step number 2 is to do your research and to reach out to community members asking. Never give up, because if you don't find your information from one person or one source, try again, try something else. Google search again, try different keywords. It's very important, and just keep searching. I mean, there are still some questions these days that I have that I don't know if it's like pride, but I want to find the answer myself, and I still haven't yet. Okay, so we've already gone over step number 1, which is to jot it down, write down all your ideas, and step number 2 is to do your research and kind of go through the whole process of like learning all of that stuff. So now if you've done both of the things, you're probably thinking like, it's go time, I want to do this business, and that's awesome. Congratulations, you are ready to start looking into the more logistical parts, and that's where you, being wherever you live, are going to have to register your business through your state. And for me, I live in New Jersey. All I did was I googled registering business in New Jersey, and the first link popped up. I don't even remember what it is. Something about, nj.gov something, but whatever it was, clicked on it, read the information. It looked like that was the registration application, and I did all of it, and then I got my EIN, which is basically your business's social security number, I guess you could say, and it stands for, I'm pretty sure it's employer identification number. Yes, EIN. So you want to do the legal route. You're going to want to make sure you keep yourself accountable for that, and that's where the taxes come in, and I cannot give a lot of information of that due to my lack of knowledge, but I do recommend, like, even if it's an Etsy shop, yes, do the legal business route, and because you're making money, and yay, but do it the right way. And that's where you can also do the DBA, which is like doing business as, and like for me, my business is not Christine Lee, it's created by Christine, so all my documents will say Christine Lee, created by Christine, so that they're interchangeable. Step 4, figuring out the products, like how are you going to design it, how are you going to get it made, and how's it gonna look like, the final product. And for me, as a creative business, that's where I started actually doing the creative work, and that was really fun because I wanted to digitally illustrate all my stickers, and so I got it. Well, I had an old iPad Air 2, and it was not compatible with the Apple Pencil, so based on my research, I knew I had to upgrade my iPad. I gave my old iPad to my grandma and got a new iPad Pro 11-inch 2020 version. So it's brand new, it's beautiful, and actually I just got the Magic Keyboard because it was on sale at Target as I'm filming this right now. I'm so excited to receive it like next week. But anyway, I got my iPad Pro, my Apple Pencil, and I was ready to start designing, and I learned, oh, and that's where a lot of more like learning curves comes from. I learned that a great place to design if you didn't have Photoshop would be Procreate, which is an iPad app. It's $10 for a one-time fee, and that itself was a huge learning curve. How to use it, how to like really make the most of it, and it took a lot of time, and even today I'm still learning a lot of things, but the beginning was a lot of learning and a lot of mistakes and a lot of just like trying it out, just having fun doodling, but I had the time. So I started designing my stickers on my iPad, and that's also when I invested in a Cricut machine. So my first ever Cricut machine was the pink, is it the blush color? Oh, so pretty. It was the Cricut Explorer Air 2. And I was so excited to like make everything. I made like I learned, because I wanted to like, you know, learn and curve again. I just wanted to make a bunch of things. So the designing part was like really great. I learned the Cricut, making my Starbucks summer cups, and like that was like my first ever Cricut project. And I also had to learn how to make stickers. At the time, I only had a laser printer. I was just using whatever I had to just learn, knowing that it wasn't gonna be my final product, but I still needed to just like jump right into learning and trying, experimenting and failing, making mistakes, and I was okay with that, because my biggest tip in life is that learning is a lifelong journey. So you will always be learning something new, and that's the beauty of life. I went in with an open mind, willing to learn, and I think that's where you're going to see the most progress and success, when your mindset is willing to say, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna look, listen, and learn, and I'm gonna walk away with something a little better than I started. And I feel like that is the beauty of learning anything new. Was that step 5? Getting the shop set up, the fun part, because it starts to feel like it's really happening and like real, like, ooh, that's a good feeling. Okay, so the next step is like opening your shop. Where are you going to sell your products? I recommend starting on Etsy. It's a great place for beginners. It gives you step-by-step instructions and processes on how to start your shop, and it won't let you publish a listing unless every box is checked out. So that is where I feel like you should start. Of course, I can talk forever about Etsy fees and all that stuff, but like, you know, start small, start where you can learn, and, you know, slowly just add on to your repertoire of your business, and that's really important. So so starting at Etsy, you can add a couple listings, a couple products, and you'll have to add your keywords and descriptions and price and quantities and all that stuff, and product photos. That was probably my favorite process of all, because that's when it really started coming to life. Now, as you may know, I have my own website. I made my website through Shopify. I use both to this day. So that's the fun part, because I love taking pictures of my products because I'm so proud of them and so excited for people to see it and potentially buy it too. And I love writing descriptions about it. So keep in mind, in the beginning, I was only starting with stickers, and so that was also another thing. Starting small is important because it keeps you focused. You get real good at the one thing, and then you can start growing and expanding, which if you check out my website, you'll see got lots more stuff. Got notepads, sticky notes, magnets, keychains, glass cans, bags, and everything. So that brings us to step 6. All the while, you want to make sure that you are in check with your financials, so that's very personal to you, making sure that your schedule is good and that you have time to commit to this. At the time, virtual teaching, because I had more time that I was home, I felt like, you know, that was a really good spot for me. But at the same time, I had just gotten accepted to a scholarship graduate program. If you're a teacher, educator, you might know of the Gillingham. And that was a 2-year program. I had just gotten like interviewed and accepted around the same time that I was starting my shop. And so I didn't start my orientation or my coursework yet, but little did I know it was going to take over my life. And if you've been with me from 2020 to 2022, like that was the time I was going through my Gillingham program, and I was stressed because I had to balance full-time classroom teaching along with my business, which was honestly like full-time. Like I was up so late at night doing whatever it was for the business, and in addition to that, I had to do my OG, my Gillingham stuff, so that took a lot of time. So make sure that you have the time, make sure that you are able to add time, and also I would say like make sure that you're keeping up with your social media, because that's where people are going to see your stuff. That's where you're going to show off the pictures and the videos behind the scenes, the reels and all that stuff of your business, and that is where you're going to connect with a lot of people and that they're going to fall in love with your products. I really did not care for social media, and when I learned that for the business it's essential, I was like, fine, let's do it. And I ended up really liking content creating. And so now I have been a part of a lot of collaborations and partnerships. You know, keeping up with the trends, it's like a lot of work and a lot of learning, but I have fun with it. All right, so my sister's about to pick me up. I gotta go soon. I just want to wrap up really quickly with all the things. So step number 1, write down all your ideas. All your dreams are valid, so do it. Step number 2 is to start your research. Google is your best friend, but also ask others, ask for help, and just keep looking and don't give up. Step number 3 is to do the legal stuff to keep yourself covered, keep yourself accountable. Step number 4 is to start sourcing your products and materials and stuff like that, and that's the creative part. That's pretty fun. Step number 5 is setting up your shop, including product photography and like descriptions and listings, and that's a lot of stuff, fun too. And step number 6 is to just keep up with your own like personal life, your finances, your time, schedule, commitment, and of course like really ramping up your social media to be ready to show off your work. If you have any more questions, please ask them and I'm happy to help. Hope that you found this helpful and inspiring. Have a great day. Bye.